French philosopher Gaston Bachelard said, "The subconscious is ceaselessly murmuring, and it is by listening to these murmurs that one hears the truth." And look at his face. Doesn't he look like he knows what he's talking about? Hi, I'm Ben, and I wrote a musical about my journey into my subconscious that's having its world premiere this June at the Hollywood Fringe Festival. The play tells the story of a neurotic writer who encounters his Viking ancestor during a humorous, spooky mushroom trip.
Spirit from beyond the grave, if you're gonna stay, you will behave. You might scare my dad, but I am brave, and now I need some.
The play has a venue, half of its cast, and an accompanist already. So far, I've been entirely self-funded. One of the great things about the Hollywood Fringe Festival and all Fringe Festivals is that they make producing theater pretty accessible for working artists. And I'm putting out this GoFundMe because the most successful version of the show is about $3,000 more than what I can produce on my own. Some of those costs include a live band, costumes, professional recordings of all the music, and very importantly, professional video and audio recordings of the performances themselves that can be used to pitch the show beyond its Fringe Festival run. Over the last few months, I've tested out scenes and songs from this play at cabarets and development workshops across town, and the response has been wonderful. Afterwards, at the talkbacks, one of the things that's been really cool is that it seems like just about everybody has a story about psychedelics or ghosts or both. And I have some thank you gifts for those who donate. Anyone donating $50 or more will get an original hand-drawn piece of micro art made by me, inspired by the show, and it'll probably have something to do with Vikings, and it'll probably have kind of trippy, bright colors. That's kind of the aesthetic recently of things that I've been making. And then for those donating $100 or more, I will make a full-sized original art piece, so basically that, but bigger. And then for those donating $250 or more, you get an original piece of art and a bespoke couture article of upcycled clothing with the Ben's Viking Trip logo. And you can have some creative input on what that is. Let's work together. It'll be fun. It's a weird time to be asking for money, and it's just a weird time. But you could think about it as giving money to the fight against AI. And I know that sounds really weird, but theater is maybe the last art form that is truly human. When you're watching a play, you're watching live performers tell a story without the mediation of a screen, without editing, without filters, without generative AI. And that's one thing I love about it. What is a Fringe Festival? Hollywood Fringe is the SoCal version of the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, which is this annual celebration of weird, inventive, small-scale theater that happens in Scotland every year. I've never been to that great festival, although I hope to next year, but this is my fourth time doing a play at Hollywood Fringe. My journey with Hollywood Fringe started 10 years ago with my first musical, Songs of the Fall, in 2015. And then continued in 2017 with a rewrite of that same show. I took it from a 2-act to a 1-act, and that won an Encore Award in the 2017 Fringe Festival. And then in 2020, I was working with Flat Tire Theater Company on a really, really cool original musical called Tungsten Boy of Mars, a musical for the space age. And we were 2 weeks into rehearsals, and then, of course, the pandemic shut down production, and that didn't get to happen. I learned a lot from my first several shows. My imagination likes to work big. I like big casts. I like long run times with 2 acts. I like, historical locations or sci-fi locations. And what I've learned from the past couple times of doing Fringe is that it's kind of hard to realize those ideas in a small venue kind of space. And so that's why for this one, I'm very intentionally working small. My runtime is just under 50 minutes. I have a cast of 4 people. We have 1 location. All the action takes place in 1 apartment. And it's maybe the most meta epic thing that I've written, because on the surface, it's guy takes mushrooms and sees a scary Viking ghost. Hilarity ensues. But underneath, it's about getting older without having kids. It's about generational trauma. It's about how do we measure success and contentment. And it's about the lies we tell ourselves. So for all those reasons, I'm really excited to share it. And of course, anybody who donates will be credited as a producer, unless they want to remain anonymous. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. You are a champion of the American theater, and I hope you have a great day. And I hope you're staying hydrated. And I hope that you're going to come see Ben's Viking Trip at the Hollywood Fringe Fest this June.